Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, once again, warm welcome to all of you at the Prague Castle. I take it as a privilege to join today's conversations about a subject both deeply personal and profoundly political: the freedom to believe, to doubt, or simply to search for the meaning. We often think of religious freedom as a legal matter, as a right written in constitutions and treaties. But it is so much more than that. Faith, when it is free, can be an incredible source of resilience, togetherness, and dignity, especially in times of crisis. That is why those in power have so often sought to harness faith for their own ends. In our part of the world, we have seen throughout the history how readily political regimes try to control what people think and what they believe. Even today, there are new movements trying to use faith and a distorted notion of tradition to command, control, and police minorities, women, or anyone who tries to be different or think differently. Wherever the human spirit is claimed by power, freedom dies. That is why there is no true freedom without freedom of religion. Unfortunately, today this freedom continues to be tested in so many parts of the world. In Tibet, people are denied the most basic right to practice their faith freely. Monasteries are being destroyed, spiritual teachers imprisoned, children separated from their language, culture, and beliefs. Recently, I had the honor to meet His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and I was deeply moved by his lifelong commitment to peace, compassion, and freedom of conscience. His voice reminds us that the struggle for spiritual freedom is not about power, but about dignity of every human being. In Ukraine, we see faith being a source of extraordinary resilience. War tests not only armies, but whole societies. A society that lacks a clear sense of direction, hope, and moral purpose becomes vulnerable. Churches and religious communities help fill that space. They comfort the grieving, shelter the displaced, and strengthen those who live each day under fire, helping them endure with courage and preserve their human dignity. But while some use faith to liberate and heal, others twist it to dominate and divide. In Afghanistan, religion is weaponized to justify the cruel and brutal oppression of women, denying them education, work, and even the basic freedom to walk freely in their own streets. This has nothing to do with faith. This is the ultimate betrayal of faith. True religion is up to uplift people, all people, not just some of them. To end with, I would like to address a different but especially dangerous phenomenon: the return of anti-Semitism. Across Europe and beyond, we are witnessing a disturbing rise in hatred against Jews, even though the horrors of the Holocaust should have made such hatred unthinkable. Some of it seems to come from those who misuse religion to justify intolerance. Some from political extremes, replacing faith by ideology. Irrespective of where it comes from, anti-Semitism is always a denial of faith's deepest meaning, and that is respect for human dignity. Never again is not only a promise to the Jewish people, but a moral obligation of all of humanity. Anti-Semitism must be stopped before it turns against democracy and the rules and norms that protect us all. Ladies and gentlemen, true freedom of religion means freedom from control, the freedom of every person to be guided by belief, not by power. It is this freedom to choose, to believe, to doubt, or not to believe, that makes people and even the whole nations more courageous, more responsible, and more alive. Such freedom is never granted once and for all. It must therefore be protected, defended, and lived every day. Let us never take it for granted. Let us have the courage to stand up for it, for ourselves and for those who cannot. Thank you for your attention.